Long Field for a district contest tonight between your North Lamar Panthers and the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm Stephen Johnston, joined alongside Alan Gooding to bring you the action here tonight. District 14 4A, and of course the playoffs right around the corner, starting to heat up. Got a couple more weeks left in district play, and then we will head into the postseason. And calling out the starting lineups right now. For Pittsburgh, starting in left field leading off is Nick Stiles. Batting second and catching, Lane Hall. Batting third, the designated hitter, Keaton Maben. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Andrew Moss. Batting fifth, the pitcher, Cord Johnson. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Kevin Johnson. Batting seventh at second base for Pittsburgh is Nathan Netro. And batting eighth in right field, Cade Roswell. And then batting ninth, rounding out the lineup for Pittsburgh, is going to be Cam Dottie. And now the starting lineup for your North Lamar Panthers. Leading off at first base, it'll be Adrian Nichols. He's had a fantastic district season. Batting second in center field, Canyon Williams, the Southeastern Oklahoma commit. Batting third in left field is Evan Fodge. Batting fourth is Montgomery Miller. And of course, Montgomery, as always, will be catching tonight. Batting fifth at shortstop is Montgomery Clark. Batting sixth in right field is Cruz Chappell. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Logan Scholl. Batting eighth, the third baseman is Parker Weidman. And rounding out the lineup at second base is the sophomore Aiden Curtis. And your starting pitcher tonight for North Lamar is Pierce Keenum. And Allen, last time we were out here, we saw Pierce against Pleasant Grove. Young man went toe-to-toe with one of the best in the state, and he is off to a fantastic start in district on the mound.
He did. He pitched very well in that game. He truly pitched the ball game. He's not going to overpower you with stuff, but in that game, he really hit the corners, kept the hitters off balance, and really kept one of the best lineups, if not the best lineup in the state, really off balance for 6 innings. They got to him in the 6th, but he kept single numbers on the board until then. Pitched a great ball game, and I look for him to have a big game tonight.
And so as they announce the starting lineup, of course, we will then get our nation's anthem and have first pitch for you from Long Field. Really amazing field. A lot of places have gone to turf. I love the traditional grass and dirt. You got a big center field wall out there. And so Long Field, I've seen a lot of great baseball played out here. It is one of my favorite fields to come to, not just in Lamar County, but in high school baseball.
It's a beautiful ballpark. It's very well manicured and maintained. Like you said, they have natural grass, so you have to do more work for that. But they do a great job. The grass is green. There are no bare spots. Beautiful park. Been here forever. I played on it a long, long time ago.
And calling balls and strikes behind the plate, Kendall Atwood.
They call out the umpires, and we will have our nation's anthem here on game day.
Our nation's colors with the play of tonight's national anthem.
All right, Alan, and we took a look at the standings before we went on in this district, and Pittsburgh is more or less fighting for their playoff lives and hoping that they can make something happen. Meanwhile, North Lamar, they're on a good pace for the postseason. They've picked up some key wins, and they're hoping to remain in that 3 spot and see if maybe they can get back around to challenging. And North Lamar, I think in a lot of districts, would probably contend for a title. And so it'll be interesting to see whenever they get to the postseason kind of what that looks like and what direction they're able to go, what direction it takes them as far as big school, small school, and the by-district, who goes big school, who goes small school, and the way that the tournament works out with the way it's structured this day and age. But let's talk about Pierce Keenum for a second. We touched on it before the national anthem. He's on the hill, left-hander, and, man, he was really just working around the zone when we saw him against Pleasant Grove, and that game, was 1-0 for a majority of the night. And then, of course, Pleasant Grove down the stretch was able to pull away a little bit, but, man, Pierce Keenum battled that night against a great team.
Yeah, he pitched well. They say if you can keep non-crooked numbers off the board, you're going to do well, and that's what he did that night. PG got 3 1 spots against him, but he pitched well, spread out. They didn't really get good wood on the ball all night, and that's what he does. He nibbles around the corner. It's just hard to get a read on him, hides the ball very well, and he's got a good defensive team behind him.
And so starting out with ball 1 to Stiles, just a hair low, coming back to the plate. And this one hit well out into left field over the head of the left fielder, Fodge, and that's a leadoff double for Stiles. So a great start to the afternoon for Pittsburgh. And that's going to bring up Lane Hall, the catcher.
Number 3, Lane Hall.
I think Pierce left that a little more up in the zone than he wanted. I think he wanted that ball to be low and away, and he got a little too much of the letters.
Taking a look at the man on second, now coming home. And that'll go for ball 1. Keenum back to the plate. That one a little bit low in the zone too. So, the 4 pitches we've seen, 1 that was hit out to left field. The other 3 have been just a little bit low in the zone. And looking at a 2-0 count to Hall here. And once again low in the zone.
Sometimes it takes a pitcher an inning or so to find his rhythm. And that may be the case with Pierce tonight. Not quite as sharp as he was the last time we saw him, but it's very early, and he's still got a chance to find his rhythm.
The 3-0 coming back, and this one swinging on a 3-0 count. Taps it foul. And so that takes it to a 3-1 count.
See what he throws here. A good pitcher will really come at you with his out pitch on 3-1. Try to get the count full.
And gets a swinging strike, too. And perhaps that pitch will get Keenum into a little bit of a groove with a full count here now.
I think that was a little changeup. The ball just kind of dropped out of the hitter's zone right at the end. Took a little off of it. Nice pitch.
As Keenum taking a long look and comes set. The payoff pitch on the way to Hall, and this one's way up in the zone, and that's ball 4. And there are 2 on with no outs. The other matchup in the district tonight is Paris at Sulphur Springs. So that's certainly one that they'll want to keep an eye on. Pleasant Grove is going to be off. We were talking about a 5-team district. It's a little bit unusual And you talk about how, it's essentially the basketball district minus Bonham.
Right. I've yet to understand how they align high school districts in the various sports these days, but
I'm not entirely sure either.
React how they come.
We'll leave that to them.
I'll say this, you could not ask for better weather than we have out here tonight.
Yeah, it's perfect this evening at Poss Long Field as Keenum pumps a strike across to Maben.
The last time we were here was a little on the chilly side.
Runners at first and second, nobody out. And this one is hit into the gap. Right center field, able to cut it off, but a run is going to come around. And there will be runners at second and third following the RBI single from Maben.
Again, Pierce lives on location, and he has had 2 balls that he left in the zone where he did not want them, and the Pittsburgh Pirate hitters have taken advantage of that, put 2 really good swings on it.
And so 3 batters and 3 aboard for Pittsburgh. And, there's been games where Pittsburgh has put some runs up. They've also given up quite a few runs. So it's, even if you have a rocky first inning, it's not outside of the realm of possibility that you can come back to the plate and get those runs back. This one hit out towards center, straight to Canyon Williams. And the runner is going to tag up and come home. And that's an early 2-0 lead for Pittsburgh with 1 out. And you talked about keeping the crooked numbers off the board, and top of the first, Pittsburgh has a pair.
Yeah. This feels like one of those games where you're going to have to score some runs, and they've been in a few of those. There's a good play in center field by Williams. It looked routine, but when a ball's hit right at you hard, it's not routine because you can't really tell where the ball's going to go till it gets right on you.
And this one hit well out left field and diving for it, unable to make the catch. And that'll be another double for Pittsburgh. And they've now put 3 on the board. And a great effort by Fodge.
How about the shortstop? Number 8.
Pittsburgh has come out and made a ton of contact.
Yeah, they're hitting the ball hard, hitting it well in the fat part of the bat. They've got Keenum's number so far. The good news is, again, pitchers can find their rhythm after a few pitches, even after a rocky first inning. And this is a team you can score runs off of. So North Lamar's not out of it by any means.
Routine pop-up. It's more of what they're looking for out shallow right field. And the second out is recorded. That's going to bring up Nathan Netro.
That's the first time Keenum has really had a hitter off balance. He was a little out in front of that, got under it. If he can continue doing that, he'll find his groove.
This one fouled back into the net. And so the first, few hitters, like you said, they were able to get good contact and drive the baseball, and then get a pop-up, you get a guy fouling it back.
Now running at second base for the Pirates, number 1, Keegan Miller.
I did notice his first 5 or 10 pitches or so, the fastballs he's thrown did not appear to have the velocity that I remember from the last game, but he's thrown, in the last 5 or 6 pitches, he's thrown a couple of really good fastballs.
This one is going to touch the outside corner for strike 2, following the foul ball.
That's what he'll do to you. Find the corner. Very Tom Glavine-esque. That's the type of pitcher he is, if you remember Tom Glavine.
Sure do. Those Atlanta Braves teams. And this one hit out into right field, and the out is recorded. So, a little bit of trouble in paradise, but that'll do it for the top of the first, and North Lamar looking to get those runs back. Bottom one coming up here on Game Day.
Yay! We're so excited you decided to become a member.
Thanks, I didn't think it would be this easy.
I know. We've opened up memberships so even more people can take advantage of our amazing services.
Are you gonna clean this up?
Become a new member and take advantage of all RRCU can offer. Experience the credit union difference anytime, anywhere.
No, seriously, are you gonna clean this up?
Do you RRCU?
Back here on Game Day, Stephen Johnston, Alan Gooding at Postlong Field, and North Lamar with some work to do, and they will do it against Cord Johnson. Had a nice rip in the top of the first inning. RBI double for Cord, and for North Lamar, it'll be Nichols, Williams, and Fodge. Trailing 3-0 to Pittsburgh, and we talked about the standings, and when you watch what just transpired in the top of the first, it's a little bit surprising that Pittsburgh is the team that's sitting in the cellar.
Yeah, this looks like a team that can swing the bat. It's not what I expected, and we'll see what this pitcher has. I'll tell you, just watching him warm up, very good velocity.
Yeah, big, strong kid. He was the quarterback for Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And he's gone around a little bit. I can't remember. Maybe started in Hugh Springs, made his way over to Mount Vernon, and now to Pittsburgh, I think is.
Okay. He's done the tour of East Texas high schools.
The geography for Cord Johnson.
Maybe he got a better NIL deal
in Pittsburgh, yeah. Old Bo Pilgrim shelling out a little bit, maybe.
Possibly. We're joking. I wouldn't be surprised if the day doesn't come not too long from now.
It's coming.
That actually happens.
Well, it exists in Arkansas.
Really, I didn't know that.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, you can. The University of Arkansas, if you can pay a kid if they're going to an Arkansas school.
I did not know that. Not sure how I feel about that.
Opens up with ball one to Nichols. And gets under it, hits it a mile in the air. Dottie settles under it, and that is out number one. Nichols is a phenomenal build for a hitter. Good strength, but good length that he can get some real torque on the baseball.
Built like a baseball player.
That'll bring up Canyon Williams. He's playing center field here tonight. As Johnson coming back to the plate. This one be inside. Maybe a touch low. And right back to it, and low again. 3-0 the count. And Johnson works very quickly. And that will put North Lamar's first base runner aboard with a walk. And that'll bring up Evan Fodge.
And what Coach Steed is thinking right now, and he's telling his guys, look, this guy's having trouble finding the plate. Make him work. Let's get base runners. We don't need to get it all in one swing.
And this one catches the outside part of the plate.
So far, what I'm seeing from this Pittsburgh pitcher, good velocity, but the ball doesn't move a lot. It's a kind of a straight.
Williams going, and it looks like they got him. And a good throw from Hall, the catcher. That eliminates the runner for North Lamar.
Well, they say you don't steal on the catcher, you steal on the pitcher. And that was about the worst pitch to steal on. He just did bad luck for that base runner.
And that'll be swinging strike 2. Yeah, the pitch, outside corner of the plate against a right-handed catcher. That would have been a better ball to take off on. But, looked like a standard fastball. And count is even, 2-2 with 2 outs. This one down low, and Fodge will be hitting with a full count at the plate. Payoff pitch on the way, up and in, and Fodge is aboard. Brings up Montgomery Miller.
Starting for the Panthers, catcher, number 4, Montgomery Miller.
Miller with a fair amount of pop in his bat.
Absolutely. I know early on in the season, as this breaking ball is going to catch the corner. Early on in the season, here's Gameday's highlights. We were able to post a couple of home runs from Montgomery. He swings through strike 2, quickly down in the count, 0-2. As Johnson call time, took a little, with nobody on, you could see he was up on the mound, ready to throw. Someone on, plays a little bit more of a mind game there as this one's off the plate.
A little quick pitch there. He does work quick, but he brought that delivery a lot quicker than the ones before. Try to catch Miller off guard.
Yeah, the setup slows down. The approach to the plate stays pretty quick. Yep. This one hit out into right field. Trying to track it down and finally able to do so. That'll be out number 3. And so Pittsburgh seeing if they can add to it. North Lamar will have Keenum back on the hill when we return here on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff, and I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
And we're back here on Game Day. Stephen Johnston, Alan Gooding, and Pierce Keenum back on the hill, looking to settle down a little bit after on first few batters just really drove the ball hard in this ballpark, and then Keenum eventually settled in and he gets some pop flies, routine balls, and that ended the inning, but not before Pittsburgh was able to put a 3 spot up in the top of the first. And so now for them, it'll be Roswell, Dottie, and then back to the top of the lineup with Stiles, who got things started with a double.
Pierce needs to find his spots, keep the ball down in the zone. These guys hit a few ground balls. They had a lot of balls in the air, got under a lot of balls last inning, and a couple of them found the gaps.
As Miller makes the throw down to second base, and
leading up for the Pirates, right fielder
Roswell will step in.
Roswell.
Keenum showing bunt and pulling back with the pitch little bit low in the zone, and it's kind of how the first inning started. First few pitches down in the zone for Keenum. And this one right by Roswell for a swinging strike one, evens the count up. Good movement, tailing in. This one hit sharply towards the shortstop, and the out's recorded. And nice play made out there by Montgomery Clark.
Keenum did a good job. The ball was hit fairly solidly, but he was not on balance when he hit it. He did a good job of keeping that hitter off balance. Didn't get a real good barrel on the ball. That's a good at bat.
Clark, even though it's hit sharply and right at Clark, it's kind of diving as it gets to him, and does a good job of adjusting and making a routine play. Swinging through strike one.
Took a little off that one.
Yeah, and I think whenever you come out and maybe the power stuff is having a tough time with it, it's interesting to see how guys go to the off-speed stuff. As a good bunt is laid down, and that'll be a single, and it just kind of died in the grass right on top of the line.
That ball sat right on the white line.
Number 2, Nick Stiles.
That's a really good bunt.
And Dottie can really run.
Yeah, he got up the line in a hurry.
And I'm not sure if it's the same young man, but I was at the district track meet a little bit earlier today and saw a Dottie from Pittsburgh. Again, I'm not sure if it's the same kid necessarily, but I knew Bobby Dottie when I was in high school in Mount Pleasant, you know, just neighboring to Pittsburgh, and boy, Bobby could really run.
Good chance they're related, I'd say.
Probably Dottie is the last name, so. Sitting at 1-0 against Stiles with a man on first, one out, and there goes Dottie, and no chance. This ball was loose on top of the plate.
Yeah, Pierce is tough to run on because he is a left-handed pitcher. Those guys keep you off balance as a runner on first base. But that was a good pitch to run on, just a luck of the draw a little bit. You want to go on counts when you think it's going to be a curveball count.
And so now Stiles 2-1 at the plate. Keenum getting the sign from his catcher, his battery mate. And this one is just going to miss, perhaps up in the zone. Takes it to 3-1. A hitter's count, and this one popped up. It's going to stay in play. Fair territory, and then not a lot of communication, and you've got a third baseman, a shortstop, and a pitcher just kind of looking at it.
Now batting your catcher, number 3, Lane Hall.
That's tough. That sort of the rules, the pecking order of baseball will tell you the pitcher is not going to make that play.
Well, especially you have a left-handed pitcher.
You know, in high school, a lot of times your pitcher is one of your best athletes, so they just go ahead and make that play. But that's a third baseman's ball. That's just tough, though. Caught in between.
And we're going to have a change. Coach Steed making some adjustments, and we will step aside and tell you about our new pitcher. When we return, we will be right back here on Game Day.
At Raffaele Property Management, keeping our tenants comfortable is a top priority. That's why we trust Lone Star Heat and Air. They've always been dependable, quick to respond, and their work is top-notch. Whether it's routine service or an urgent call, they take care of it with professionalism and care. We couldn't recommend Lone Star Heat and Air more for anyone looking for a reliable HVAC service.
Ready to rep your school and your wallet?
I'm here to open a student account and score that sweet school debit card.
With no monthly fees, mobile banking, and a debit card that shows your school pride, our student account is built for your game plan.
Get in the game. Open yours today.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
Back on game day, Stephen Johnston, Alan Gooding, and it'll be Logan Scholl moving in on top of the hill, who was set to DH tonight. So technically, you don't necessarily have to make any kind of field position moves if you're Coach Brick Steed. Kind of trying to take a peek out, and doesn't look like any changes were made. But, you know, going back to that last error, you know, popped up kind of in no man's land in the infield. Your pitcher's falling off the mound as he throws, you know, and really whether left-handed or right-handed. Like you said, you would like for one of your infielders to come in, charge, make a call.
Ideally, the way that would work, I mean, that's the third baseman's ball, I believe, but, you know, baseball's a team game. It's a lot of individual efforts, but it's a team game. But the shortstop, sort of the captain of the infield, should be yelling, you know, third base, of course, by name. That's your ball, go get it. But it is a tough play. It's easier said than done. Scholl, definitely a different look than Keenum was given. Power pitcher, big, strong kid. Not as many off-speed pitches, not as many curveballs. A lot of power, a lot of fastballs.
And there's another one. It's popped up and will make its way well out of play. That evens the count up to 1-1, facing Lane Hall. Walked his first time up, hitting with 2 men aboard and 1 out here in the top of the second. And North Lamar, knowing that, you know, they've got to limit the action here, but this ball hit deep. Williams takes care of it, gets the ball in. Dottie with the speed will tag up and head to third.
Williams had a couple of plays out there where he's made good plays. Made 2 really good throws.
Yeah, and I think right now, one of the challenging things that people goes really underrated in the game of baseball this particular time of year, especially we have a mild overcast, and I missed what happened there. I was looking at the sky talking about the weather.
I did not catch that either.
Well, I know that we're going to have words from the Pittsburgh coach, but nonetheless, out number 3 is recorded, and we'll have North Lamar coming to the plate on the way on game day.
Sorry you're under the weather, Susie. Here are those loan docs.
Oh, thanks, James. I'm so glad we didn't have to delay this closing.
Tissue?
Thanks.
Secure and safe loan closings, or take care of just about any banking task. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere. With RRCU's digital banking. Do you RRCU?
And back on game day, Stephen Johnston, Alan Gooding, and North Lamar getting out of a little bit of a jam. And so what happened, as it turns out, while I was looking up at the sky to tell you about something that really, doesn't have much of an impact on the game and missed something much more significant. They just checked at second, and they said that the runner left early.
Oh, okay.
And so Dottie, who tagged up, went to third. They throw the ball over to second, and sometimes you don't even have to necessarily know that it happened or believe it happened. You just do it and say, hey, let's find out. But I'm sure Coach Steed, one of his assistants, Coach Smith perhaps, or maybe the young men in the infield saw something and said, hey, we can get out number 3 here, and that's exactly what happened.
That was a heads-up play by somebody, either like you said, a coach or one of the players. But Rick Steed has forgotten more baseball than I'll ever know, so tells you why.
And this pitch, strike one on the inside part, and now on the outside part, quickly 0-2.
I like to say baseball is a thinking man's game.
And Johnson right back to it, off the handle and bobbled. And a relatively close play, but the out is recorded. And that's tough because that inside pitch, okay. Outside pitch, that one's tough to see, and then it kind of forces you to swing on the next one.
Yep. Got in on his hands, just sort of muscled it off the hands out towards the pitcher's mound, and that's
more or less how the North Lamar crowd felt to that first pitch. Yeah, okay, but the second one you heard more murmurs, and this one shot foul into the net by Cruz Chapel.
Really, really good velocity from this Pittsburgh pitcher. Not much movement, and the North Lamar hitters are getting their bat on it just a little bit behind it.
Johnson coming to the plate to Chapel. This one well up and in for ball 2. Two-one. That one eerily similar to that first pitch that we saw to Clark. And now 3-1. This one ripped over the second baseman's head, and North Lamar has a runner aboard. That'll bring up Scholl batting with a man on and one out.
Really good piece of hitting there. Ball up and away. Just get your hands through the zone. Get the fat part of the bat on it. Let the velocity do the work. Get a good base knock out of it.
As Chapel took that one the opposite direction, and Scholl trying to put some torque on it. This one up and in, and like you mentioned, good power stuff from Johnson. Off-speed stuff. He's got the fastball and he's got the not as fast ball.
Right. Yeah, you can tell his secondary stuff. He doesn't really want to throw it as much. He doesn't have the command on it as exhibited by that pitch. An off-speed pitch that just got away from him. But he's comfortable with the power stuff, comfortable with the fastball.
And it's good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's well located.
He's got a next-level fastball, but he just doesn't quite have command of his secondary pitches.
Big, strong, athletic. And now I'm going to step out and have a talk at the pitcher's mound, and Cruz Chapel will head over with Logan Scholl, along with a couple of other batters, talk with Coach Brick Steed. And, whenever a team comes out as hot as Pittsburgh did in that first inning and puts a 3 spot up, you kind of get into a mentality of, we got to get it all back at once. But it's the beginning of the game. You know, It's the start of the ball game. Getting 3 in the first is not the same as getting 3 in the 5th or 6th or 7th whenever it may feel more detrimental. So with a man on second, 1 out, Scholl, just get it out of the infield. And
yeah, 3-0 lead is not insurmountable. Good rally can tie it or go ahead even.
And Scholl fouls this one back into the screen, evens the count at 2-2.
That was power on power right there. That was maybe the best fastball he's thrown all night. And Scholl's a big, strong kid, put a good swing on it. Just a little behind it.
Chappell taking his lead. Johnson will have time called. Back at it, the 2-2, and it's on its way. And this one hit well right towards Dottie, and he will take care of it for out number 2.
Nice play by Dottie. Again, that ball that's hit hard right at you. Not always easy to get a read on it.
Yeah, and, for Scholl, like you said, big, strong kid. You don't get everything on the baseball. I think, maybe a kid who doesn't have that kind of strength, it just kind of floats over second base and lands, but it's almost muscle worked against him in a way. That brings up Parker Weidman, fouls the first pitch off. Johnson comes set with the 0-1. Chappell leading off second. This one up in the zone. I'll tell you, when he leaves talk about the off-speed stuff, when he leaves it up, he leaves it well up enough that you can't really do anything with it.
No, he's missed by a large amount on a couple of secondary pitches. He just doesn't quite have the comfort with it. His out pitch is definitely his fastball.
Yeah, and then he comes back right at you. 2-1, there it is. Hey, it's both his get-right pitch and his out pitch.
Yeah, of course, if you're a hitter now, you're kind of knowing, okay, this guy gets me out on his fastball. That's what I can expect right now in a 2-2 count.
And there it is, swinging strike 3, does the job. North Lamar leaves one on second, and we'll head to the top of the third. Pittsburgh leading 3-0 here on Game Day.
At Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris, we can make your next vehicle purchase simple, stress-free, and built around you. Whether you're looking for a rugged Ram truck, an adventurous Jeep, or a quality pre-owned, we have the right vehicle for you at the right price. And with over 700 five-star reviews, our customers know that our friendly, knowledgeable staff is here for you. So come see us off the Loop in Paris, Texas, and for more details, visit morecdjr.com.
And back here on Game Day, Stephen Johnston, Alan Gooding. And Alan, thank you very much for joining me tonight.
Absolutely.
A beautiful night of baseball, like you were saying. And
yeah.
The thought that I was having in that moment was, if you look up, you see kind of this gray cloud right above us that covers probably 50% of the sky. And you get a high fly ball at this particular point in the day, and it's tougher than you think, even if it's a routine fly.
Yeah, I always found that in the daytime, in the middle of the afternoon, this kind of sky is actually better because you have a frame of reference to find the baseball. It's not just there's something in the background. But when the sun is going down like it is right now, and you've got this haze up ahead, the ball just kind of blends into it, and it's really, really tough, and it will be for about another 20 minutes. Once it gets dark, these guys won't have any trouble, but this is tough right now in what they call the twilight.
So Scholl back on top of the hill, facing Keaton Mabin. And this one hit well out into left field, turning, looking. Yeah, see you later.
Yeah.
And Mabin takes the first pitch he sees and sends it towards the Pittsburgh bus that's out there.
That's a big, strong kid with a quick bat. He whipped his wrist through there and got all that baseball.
Yeah, and it's one of those that off the bat, you kind of know it and you're just hoping a little bit.
Yep.
And then it doesn't take long to see how the left fielder reacts to know exactly what's about to go down. That brings up Andrew Moss. Fouls one back into the screen. Owen won the count to Moss as Scholl comes set and delivers.
And again, if you're Scholl right now, you're sort of starting over, clean slate. You've given up a run, but it doesn't have to be more than one. You want to keep that number straight.
Yeah, and you have bases empty. You're coming up on 4, 5, and 6.
But this, so far, this lineup does not look like a last place in the district lineup. This is some good hitters.
I think it does speak to maybe how underrated this district is, with a lot of people believing that it's very top heavy. Pleasant Grove and Sulphur Springs. Okay,
Right.
yeah, and they are beating up on everybody. I get that. But with Pleasant Grove, you're talking about a team that went to state last year. This one's popped up, coming in hard and making a fantastic over-the-shoulder catch. Montgomery Clark.
You talk about it, again, that ball wasn't hit very hard, but that's a pretty high grade of difficulty. You're coming downhill off the dirt, running completely backwards. That's like a receiver catching a ball thrown directly over his head. That's tough. Good play.
Scholl. This one low in the zone. And this one connected well, but foul. Strike one.
That was hit just about as hard as that home run. Just hooked it.
Hooked it. Didn't quite have the same trajectory.
No.
I mean, it was hit more on a line. And, we talk about the power on the mound that Cord Johnson has. And he just displayed there at the plate what he can do. 1-1. This one low and away. And Scholl right back to it. And this one got under it a little bit. Fodge fading under it and records the second out of the inning.
Does he play basketball?
I don't
remember. I don't remember seeing him. We did a Paris game.
We did Pittsburgh, and I don't remember him either.
I don't remember, but that's a good athlete. If he was the quarterback on the football team, and he's got a quick bat and a very strong arm.
And this one popped up, chasing but out of play. And this one, Kevin Johnson. Yeah, Pittsburgh struggled a little bit in basketball, and they have for quite a bit now, which is surprising to me. They used to be a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And when they were a powerhouse, you'll be familiar with one of their all-state guards that they had, Kendall Wright.
I watched him catch a lot of touchdown passes wearing green and gold. Loved Kendall Wright.
This one hit well out into center field, fading back. Williams will take care of it for out number 3. So the leadoff homer, and then Scholl settles in and records 3 straight outs. 4-0 North Lamar coming to the plate here on game day.
Yay! We're so excited you decided to become a member.
Thanks. I didn't think it would be this easy.
I know. We've opened up memberships so even more people can take advantage of our amazing services.
Are you going to clean this up?
Become a new member and take advantage of all RRCU can offer. Experience the credit union difference anytime, anywhere.
No, seriously, are you going to clean this up?
Do you RRCU?
And back at Poslong Field, North Lamar, Pittsburgh, Stephen Johnston, Alan Gooding, and Pittsburgh with a 4-0 lead. And for the North Lamar Panthers, should see Aiden Curtis, and then back to the top of the lineup to Nichols and Williams.
Scholl did a really good job that last inning. Gave up the home run, but settled down. Got 3 outs after that. Didn't let it mount on him.
Yeah, a fantastic job by Scholl, because you know you're already down 3-0. Those are not runs that you gave up, but nonetheless, the lead extends out. It would be very easy for things to get a little bit out of hand. And baseball is, you know, a mental sport as much as it is a physical one. And so great job by Scholl to recover and get back to it. Aiden Curtis with his first at bat facing Johnson, and quickly falls behind in the count 0-2.
Talking about Pittsburgh having good baseball. I remember when I was in high school, they had very good baseball programs. Played in an old park. Looked like an old minor league park. Had some good teams.
I don't know if you saw that from Johnson. I mean, it's almost like his windup changes.
He quick pitches. He'll come out of that he comes out of his windup quicker. He's done it 2 or 3 times.
Well, that time he got ahead in the count 0-2, and then, you know, every time he's ready to go into the windup. But that time it was, okay, I'm up 0-2. Kind of use catching the guy off guard to your advantage.
No, hitting is timing, and they say pitching is the art of disrupting that timing and keeping a hitter off balance, and that's just a tool that he uses to do that. And with his pretty stellar velocity he has on his fastball, he doesn't need much already. Good pitcher.
Johnson back to it. Gets called strike on the 3-0. And the 3-1 to Nichols, and this one will be, ooh, that's tough. That glove on that catcher moved quite a bit. Fills the count up 3-2. And this one is low in the zone.
Well, that's what North Lamar needs. They just need base runners, and they need to get this kid on his pitch count.
Gotta bring up Kenyon Williams, and with Nichols on first, you know, we talked about the build for hitting, but he's also a very good athlete. And Adrian Nichols can run, so we'll see if they decide to test Hall behind the plate as Williams swings at the first pitch, fouls it back into the net. Johnson
did it again on that one.
A little short step. But he has a quick pitch arsenal almost. Like, it's not only that, but also in a wind.
Yeah.
Swinging at a breaking ball low in the zone.
That's the most effective breaking ball he's thrown tonight. Put it right on the outside corner, low and away, and just broke it right out of the zone.
Yeah, and I think that the motion, when he quick pitches, is a little jerky. So you may feel, okay, fastball coming. So this one's hit over to third. They go 5-4, and Kenyon Williams beats it out at first. Out number 2 is recorded. And that'll bring up Evan Fodge.
I don't think he's in throwing anything but fastball here. Well, he did come over the breaking
Throws
pitch.
a breaking pitch
Oh,
that
that's
is
a good
called
one.
a third strike on the outside part of the plate. And that'll do it for the third inning. We'll head to the top of the fourth. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff. And I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh, yeah. Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
And back here on Game Day at Poslong Field, an amazing evening. Just perfect weather, looking at about 68 degrees, a little bit overcast. Sun has pretty well fallen back. The lights are starting to take over. And you've got Shoal back on the hill in a 4-0 deficit for North Lamar. And they just got to find a way to get some more base runners. And they've gotten base runners, but you've gotten to second base. That's essentially as far as you've gotten. So,
yeah, they've got a tough customer on the mound tonight. They're not going to get much off of him at full strength. Now, he's getting on into his pitch count. So maybe the velocity comes off and they're able to get to him. But right now, Shoal needs to keep that score at 4. And he's done a good job of that so far. Gave up the 1 home run. But outside of that, he's been pretty effective. Keep these guys putting the ball in play. Don't walk guys. And keep sending your guys up on offense. You'll get some runs.
Facing the bottom of the order for Pittsburgh, Netro, Roswell, and Dottie. In an 0-1 count. And that's what you would love to see. That first pitch strike, and I think they've struggled a little bit getting that first pitch strike, but Shoal brings that one across.
The best pitch in baseball is strike 1.
This one hit high out towards right field. Settling under it. Making the catch. Cruz Chapel, and that's out number 1.
Now by the right fielder, number 4, Cade Roswell.
Cade Roswell stepping in. As Shoal brings it up and in after Roswell shows bunt.
Shoals has a really good fastball of his own.
This one inside takes the count to 2-0. Showing bunt again, and this time It'll be called low in the zone from Scholl. Now the 3-0. And I tell you what, 3-0, that zone extends a good 6 inches.
Yeah.
And this one hit out towards center field. Williams will casually take care of it for out number 2.
It's a good job of Scholl coming back from 3-0.
Absolutely.
Getting him to put the ball in play.
Now by the center fielder, number 0, Cam Doty.
Now let's see.
Brings up Cam Dottie.
See if Dottie tries to bunt again. He bunted for a base hit was in the first inning or the second. Laid down just a perfect bunt on the line.
Yeah, outstanding job, and then good speed down the first base line.
There's a lot of talk in baseball about how the bunt has just sort of gone out of style. But this game, we've seen a couple of kids bunt, and in the game that you and I both saw last Friday, there was a whole lot of kids bunt the ball.
And this one, it's going to be off his ankle, it looks like, for a strike. Yeah, and as a matter of fact, a terrific bunt that was pushed right past the pitcher towards second base, and just really fundamentally well done. And then
Chisholm, that game we saw was Chisholm Prairie Land. They had
right
2 or 3 guys bunt on multiple occasions.
And then here on the grass, I guess it's a little bit different approach. That this one up in the zone, but on the turf, they were able to do that, push it past the pitcher. Here, it would be really tough to get a bunt to go that same direction effectively. So Dottie just that one got a car, effectively got a car. That's tough.
Was it a car or was it a Toyota pickup? I'll take it if it's a car.
Well, I can't really tell, but you guys go holler at our sponsor, Lone Star Collision Center, right?
There you go. That's a professional broadcaster right there. It takes you right to a sponsor.
And that'll take us right to a break as Scholl gets the punch out, and we'll be right back here on Game Day.
Rathgilly Property Management, keeping our tenants comfortable is a top priority. That's why we trust Lone Star Heat and Air. They've always been dependable, quick to respond, and their work is top-notch. Whether it's routine service or an urgent call, they take care of it with professionalism and care. We couldn't recommend Lone Star Heat and Air more for anyone looking for a reliable HVAC service.
And back at Poss Long Field, North Lamar has some work to do at the plate against Cord Johnson and the Pittsburgh Pirates. And what is shaping up to be a challenging game. And we talked about how Pittsburgh's sitting at the bottom of the standings, 5th place, but this is a good, tough district. And even though, kind of have your top dog solidified, if you will, I mean, I'm sure anything can happen. But between Pleasant Grove and then Sulphur Springs has, shown that they're a really good ball club. Pittsburgh competing well here tonight, and North Lamar coming to bat. It's going to have Miller, Clark, and Chappell. So the 4, 5, 6 hitters. And then at the bottom, Scholl has good power. Parker Weidman has hit the ball well this year, and then Aiden Curtis in district play has done a good job of putting the bat on the ball.
Now we've talked about the hard stuff from Johnson. Last inning, he threw 2 very effective curveballs. For both of them to get, one of them to get a strikeout, which is the first time he's done that tonight.
Yeah, he was able to end the inning with a really nice breaking pitch that was called third strike on the outside portion of the plate. And this one is going to hit Miller, put a man on. It looks like we're going to have a pinch runner for North Lamar, Jace Alford.
Umpire had something to say to Johnson there. I don't know what that was about, but I don't think for a second that was intentional.
Hey, excuse me, that was a 6, not an 8, so that's Trent Finley over at first. And brings up Montgomery Clark. First pitch strike from Johnson to Clark. Finley taking a lead at first. Johnson a brief look and comes to the plate. This one shot into the net.
Johnson's delivery reminds me a lot of Jack Leiter. Just the way he delivers his fastball, his motion, the way he hides the ball. Very similar styles.
This one going to be in the dirt, short of the plate. I wouldn't be too stunned if at some point we get a little stoppage in play with, there's a truck over.
I was just thinking that.
And that'll be a swinging strike 3 to Clark. But yeah, he's someone with their headlights on over that left field wall, and it'll just be a matter of if the umpire sees it. I've been to games this year at this ballpark where they've stopped play and they check over on Findlay at first.
That's just somebody who's not giving much thought to what he's doing. There
you go. Nope, we're right back on. I didn't see much of a call either way. I'm going to assume that with no call, that's ball 1. And this one back into the net. 1-1 the count, 1 out, man on. We are in the bottom of the 4th inning, and a game that outside of the first has moved along quite briskly. This one popped up and out of play.
Again, Johnson getting his pitch count up over 60. A little bit of velocity maybe coming off that fastball. Let's see if North Lamar can time it up a little bit better.
As far as the pitch count goes, he's in good shape. 1-2. This one's going to be low in the zone. Evens it up at 2-2.
Every pitcher just has a point where the velocity and the effectiveness just falls away. Nice pitch. Tough call.
Tough call. I'll tell you what, if he's calling it, I would not leave that corner.
No.
I mean, that's going to make life really, really tough on batters.
No, if he's able to throw that pitch with 2 strikes, that's going to be tough on especially on a right-handed hitter. That's really
absolutely
tough.
And you're getting a call that, maybe an inch or 2 off the plate. It's not anything necessarily egregious, but it is something that gives the pitcher an advantage. And then as a hitter, you adjust.
You do. You always have to adjust to the umpire. You don't have the tap on top of the head and the electronic umpire like in the big leagues like you do now in the big leagues.
Boy, hasn't that humbled some umps?
It has, and that's good.
Johnson quickly ahead 0-2. This one way up in the zone.
I think that element of baseball with the big leagues, it really puts it makes the catcher really important. Having a good catcher who knows, okay, this is when you need to use that appeal.
Runner goes, and this one is golfed out into right field. A good piece of hitting from Scholl. Runner turns and heads to third, and North Lamar with 2 outs has runners at the corners. I tell you, Logan, he went down and got that one.
He did.
That brings up Parker Weidman.
Logan's a good hitter.
Pinch runner coming out is Kyler Waldrop.
Number 21, Kyler Waldrop. Now running at first base for the Panthers.
Kyler's very good athlete as well.
We saw Logan hit one of the harder balls that North Lamar had against the left-hander from PG a few weeks ago. He's a good hitter.
Johnson, first time tonight that he's been in a little bit of a jam. As runners take their lead, and this one check swing. And they're going to say no go on it, and that puts count at 2-0. Johnson comes set. A long look. And now 3-0 to Weidman with Aiden Curtis waiting on deck.
So if you're Weidman on a 3-0 count, he does not want to walk him. He's a you can expect a fastball in this case, but I bet you they've got the take sign on.
And now Waldrop goes, and no throw from Hall.
You're still ahead in the count at 3-1. You can probably still expect a fastball here. Now he probably has the green light. Swing away.
And this one, man, that's tough. It's a little below the knees, and I think Weidman felt the same way.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought he'd get that call. The hitter, I mean. He did the quick pitch again.
And this one inside.
Now at second baseman, number 7, Aiden Curtis.
And Curtis, I believe it was last week, maybe when they played Sulphur Springs. He had a really nice 3-for-3 outing with 3 RBIs and a double against a tough Hopkins County Wildcat team.
Well, now you got him at 2-0. You've got a kid with a smaller strike zone, and the hitter right now is thinking, make him throw a strike. Don't give him anything.
The zone never, in theory, changes inside to out. Man.
With some umpires.
And
I'll leave it at that.
One thing is, it is tough to see the plate right now. I mean, it is completely covered. And
yeah. The broom ought to be used because I
mean, there's no plate at this point in time. And then there's one that is now Pittsburgh fans are a little discombobulated, and
that's the same pitch he got a strikeout on a minute ago.
He's gotten a couple on that same call, and this one up in the zone.
There you go.
And North Lamar on the board.
Walk, that's the same as a base hit. It's an RBI.
And it takes you back to the top of your order with Adrian Nichols but I'm not kidding. You cannot see the plate.
No, it's just dirt out there.
And this one low and gets away from Hall. Not enough for Waldrop to make the attempt.
Well, as tough as a time as we are finding the plate visually, Johnson's having a tough time right now as well. North Lamar is going to try to make this kid throw strikes.
And this one chopped over to second. Picked up, delivered over to first, and the Pirates get out of the jam. But Panthers on the board. They trail 4-1, and we will head to the top of the fifth here on Game Day. Ready to rep your school and your wallet?
I'm here to open a student account and score that sweet school debit card.
With no monthly fees, mobile banking, and a debit card that shows your school pride, our student account is built for your game plan.
Get in the game. Open yours today.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
And back on Game Day, Stephen Johnston, Alan Gooding, North Lamar, and a great opportunity for them, and they do bring a run across with a walk, and it'll go as an RBI for Aiden Curtis to get on the board, but they left three stranded. And for the Pittsburgh Pirates up against Logan Scholl, they're going to be at the top of their order with Stiles, Hall, and Mabin. And Mabin, he's got an RBI double, and then he's got a solo home run tonight. So he's certainly been a tough out.
Leading up for the Pirates, left fielder, number 2, Nick Stiles.
So Stiles digs in, and we do get the plate wiped clean. There it is. And out of the gate on the first pitch, a breaking ball gets away from Scholl and hits Stiles and brings up Lane Hall. Hall has done a good job catching tonight. Threw a man out at second early on in the ball game.
He's built like a catcher. Very athletic build, short, stocky, strong, just built like a ball player.
Sure. Scholl comes set and then takes a look over at Stiles at first. Throw down to second, and it is a phenomenal one. They're going to say safe at second. That was a terrific throw on the right pitch.
I didn't see it. I guess he just evaded the tag. That throw beat him by
I'm not
three
sure,
or four steps.
Unless maybe the ball came disconnected from the glove. I'm not entirely sure. But nonetheless, it will be a man on second. And the pitch went for a strike. Breaking pitch popped up. Shallow left field. Settling under it. And that will go for out number 1. Really good pitch from Scholl.
How about your designated hitter, number 6, Keaton Mabin.
That brings up Mabin. And, you know, Mabin is the type of young man that, you know, first time up you go, okay, that's a big kid. Second time up, he hits the home run. Third time up, you want to check the birth certificate. Time called. And that one just getting away from Logan and skipping out in front of the plate to the backstop.
He's had a couple of pitches this inning. With the hit batter to lead things off just got away from him. Good pitch there.
Now, on the first pitch, this may be 1-0 rather than 2-0. As this one misses. So I'm going to keep it here. And the reason being is because on the pass ball or the wild pitch, whichever way you want to go, I think they actually called a balk.
Okay.
And the pitch didn't count.
Well, I wondered why it was sort of a dead ball atmosphere.
Well,
that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, the reaction of the catcher, you know, there was no urgency to go get the ball.
That makes sense. I didn't catch that.
This one swung on and fouled back. And we have, you know, just so y'all know, we have headsets on. We don't really get to hear the call. And, you know, I don't know if you'd say this to their credit or not, but, you know, not very big dramatic motions from the umpire. 2-1, Scholl coming to the plate. And a breaking pitch called for a strike. Evens count up at 2-2.
The umpire strike zone is big.
Sure.
But it's been big on both sides. He's been
righty on righty, you know, and Scholl has some secondary stuff. He throws a breaking pitch that falls away, and that's kind of where I was headed towards. Just maybe left it up a little bit. Now the count is full. And called third strike.
And the hitter didn't like it. Gave him a look.
Pretty long look,
Gave him another look. Gave him a second look. The umpire just looked away, didn't see it, didn't care.
And so that's going to bring up Andrew Moss now with 2 outs. And a breaking pitch that looked like one of the strikiest pitches of the night. Really.
I thought that was a better pitch than the one he just got the call on.
Yeah.
But the umpire didn't see it that way.
This one right down the line and will head towards the wall. A runner scores, and Moss will be in at second with a double. A 2-out double for Moss. And Pittsburgh increases their lead to 5-1. That brings up Cord Johnson. And now Scholl, who came in relief of Keenum in the second inning, up to 81 pitches here in the fifth. And this one's going to get by the catcher, and Moss will head down to third.
I don't know who the next man up, as it were, for North Lamar is, but they don't have anybody warming in the bullpen.
No, and sometimes that just may be a guy out in the field.
Sure, yeah. High school baseball, typically that guy's already out there.
This one hit towards third.
Gotta go get the baseball.
Yeah, and they're going to say fair ball.
He doesn't know where it is.
I don't think he quite knew that the call was fair.
No.
And so Pittsburgh, with a 2-out rally, has played it a couple. And now 6-1. Pittsburgh will bring a pinch runner for their pitcher. It'll be Keegan Miller, his second time out on the base paths.
For the Pirates, number 1, Keegan Miller.
And for
now running at second base for Pittsburgh.
This is certainly tough for North Lamar, but I'll tell you, it impacts the district in other ways too, because if you're Paris, you look up and you say, come on, man, we're trying to battle for that 4th spot, and, puts Pittsburgh within a game of the Panthers as well. So you're going to have a little log jam between 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
Now, North Lamar certainly could come up in the 5th, 6th, and 7th and bring the bats alive. They did load the bases in the previous inning.
Baseball does not have a clock.
And we've seen some crazy things over the years. As Scholl, 1-0 count to Kevin Johnson. Gets a swinging strike. And one of my earliest recollections of, that being the case and the consequence of not having a clock in baseball, I want to say it was either the Cleveland Indians or against the Cleveland Indians, as Johnson hits this one well out to right and over the head of the right fielder, Chappell. Another run comes home and another double for Pittsburgh.
Chappell got a great jump on the ball. He just overran it. Again, to his credit, that ball is hit on the line. It's hard to judge how it's going to carry.
Yeah, I think you see it off the bat, and, he really got on his horse and overextended the ride a little bit.
Yep.
So that brings up Nathan Netro. But I remember it was 2001. I know it was the year that Seattle won all those ball games. Yep. It was something like 112 or whatever the case was. And it was like a 13-run comeback in the 9th. I can't remember if it was the Indians or against the Indians.
Okay. In the playoffs?
Who are now the Guardians. No, regular season game.
Regular season game, okay.
The 0-1.
Yeah, that's the most wins, I think, in regular season history, but they did not make the World Series. No, you can't, Nate. The Mariners team, I mean.
Yeah, I think they got beat by the Yankees, and that was the year that you had the Diamondbacks with Randy Johnson.
Yep.
And the second pitcher's escaping me, which is terrible because he's a Hall of Fame type.
Kurt Schilling.
Kurt Schilling, there you go. Kurt Schilling and his socks.
The bloody sock.
Bloody sock. I think that was a Boston Red Sox situation.
Yep. And Luis Gonzalez with the walk-off in that game against Mariano Rivera.
Yeah.
Game 7.
Runner goes, and it's going to hit Netro.
Throw up some dirt on that one. That hurts.
Yeah, that one was coming in and hits you in a bad spot.
Got him on his wrist, maybe. He's
he's having a tough time right now, and who could blame him? Let's see if we're going to have another change here. I think we are. It looks like we might see Cruz Chappell headed to the bump. And that's what it's going to be, pitching change for the North Lamar Panthers. And we'll tell you a little bit about it on the other side here on Game Day.
Sorry you're under the weather, Susie. Here are those loan docs.
Thanks, James. I'm so glad we didn't have to delay this closing.
Tissue?
Thanks.
Secure and safe loan closings, or take care of just about any banking task. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere. With RRCU's digital banking. Do you RRCU?
At At Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris, we can make your next vehicle purchase simple, stress-free, and built around you. Whether you're looking for a rugged Ram truck, an adventurous Jeep, or a quality pre-owned, we have the right vehicle for you at the right price. And with over 700 five-star reviews, our customers know that our friendly, knowledgeable staff is here for you. So come see us off the Loop in Paris, Texas, and for more details, visit morecdjr.com.
And we're back here on Game Day. Stephen Johnston, Alan Gooding bringing you North Lamar Panther baseball, taking on Pittsburgh, and Cruz Chapel on the hill. Chapel had a nice hit at the plate early in the ball game, and now right-hander will be the third pitcher of the evening for North Lamar. And, you know, Alan, it's been a tough start to district for North Lamar, just considering that, you know, you have played Pleasant Grove twice. You have played Sulphur Springs 2 or 3 times at this point.
3 times. I think one of them had to have been a non-district game. Or
no, it was. So I believe you play them standing alone twice, and then you play them in a series.
Okay.
So it's really kind of interesting the way it's done. I know that they played them in the middle of non-district.
Okay.
And then you have a couple of non-district games, and then you get into district.
I got you.
But, you know, Pittsburgh, 0-8, but they came into district 8-3. So maybe the 0-8 is a little bit deceiving.
Yeah, I would say this is not a bad baseball team. This is not what I was expecting, especially the pitcher has been really good. Fastball that's quality of the next level. And they've really put the bat on the ball.
And Paris sitting at 1-5. They're playing Sulphur Springs tonight. And the one that Paris has was against this Pittsburgh Pirate team, 9-6 in Pittsburgh.
Hmm.
And this one low and in for ball 3. I've got 3-0. He held up the count. I couldn't see past his mask, but nonetheless, Chapel coming back home, and that is ball 4. And now the bases are loaded for Dottie, who's been a tough out in his own right with the speed threatening.
Yeah.
And then North Lamar sitting at 2-4. Then Sulphur Springs 7-1. Pleasant Grove 8-0.
Yeah, you're right. If this holds, and of course there's still several outs to go here, but you really do create a logjam at the bottom with 3 teams fighting their way for the 3 and 4 spot. Good baseball teams. Again, Pittsburgh sitting in the cellar is a good baseball team. You can tell by watching.
Swinging through strike 2. Yeah, and like I said, you know, they were 8-3 coming into district play. So they'd won some ball games. I'm not sure what that district schedule looks like. I mean, if you go and schedule, you know, some 2A and 3A clubs that, you know, yeah, sure, you can make it look prettier, but, you know, they've shown tonight that, you know, they know how to play some baseball. The 0-2 from Chapel. Breaking pitch, pops it up. First base side, Nichols takes care of it, and the threat is over. But Pittsburgh adds 3 more. They lead 7-1, headed into the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll be back on Game Day.
Yay! We're so excited you decided to become a member.
Thanks. I didn't think it would be this easy.
I know. We've opened up memberships so even more people can take advantage of our amazing services.
Are you going to clean this up?
Become a new member and take advantage of all RRCU can offer. Experience the credit union difference anytime, anywhere.
No, seriously, are you going to clean this up?
DURRCU?
And back on game day, Stephen Johnston, Alan Gooding, and the North Lamar Panthers have some work to do at the plate in the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Unless they get a lot of work done in the 5th and 6th, then, you don't have to worry about the 7th.
Right.
That'd be pretty ideal.
No, they need base runners. Again, you're getting a pitcher that's getting on into his pitch count, so you would hope you're going to get some stuff that you can handle a little better as the velocity maybe pulls off. But what's the rule? 105, he's got 105 pitches max?
110.
110, okay, so he's probably got a couple innings left in him, at least.
Yeah, I'd say even if you're able to get to him, it's tough to tax a pitcher with 30, technically 29 in one inning, but nonetheless.
They made him throw a few pitches last inning, so if they can duplicate that, they may get something going. And you just don't know what's in the bullpen. I don't know enough about their personnel to know what kind of arms they have behind them or how their pitching is stacked up based on what happened Friday.
It'll be Williams, Fodge, and Miller due up for North Lamar. So hitters 2, 3, and 4. Good place to start.
Yep.
And, man, it really looked like they were on to something in that previous inning. Get the bases loaded, bring a run across. Just couldn't get that timely hit. And that's what baseball is all about.
Yep. Talking about Pittsburgh's non-district schedule, I took a glance at it. Not bad teams. A couple of 3A teams, but those are not cupcakes. No 2A teams. Jefferson was in there. Jacksonville. Huntington out of Louisiana was one of their losses, actually.
So Jacksonville, a 5A school.
Yep.
This one is going to be up in the zone.
Maybank was in there. So they played some real schools with presumably good programs.
This one hit off the end of the bat and settling under for out number 1. And that'll bring up Evan Fodge. So Fodge coming up, fouls the first pitch back.
Again, Johnson has had, at times tonight, tough time finding the strike zone. But I don't think he's walked too many. Of course, he walked in a run last inning, but he hasn't just walked a whole lot of kids. That I can recall, anyway.
The 1-1. Count moves to 2-1 as Evan digs in, looks at one up in the zone. Count goes to 3-1. And so the places that Johnson's missed in this at bat, there's been some that I think you could go either way that he's kind of gotten a little bit of a benefit from. And now the count is full. And this one way low. And that puts a man aboard with 1 out. And Montgomery Miller coming up. Certainly the guy that you want up.
Absolutely. Well, this is what you want. Get guys on base, get him further along in his pitch count, and get one of your big guns at the plate. Another quick pitch. Brought an off-speed pitch with it that time.
Yeah, and that's, again, that falling away, I'm sure that the hitter would say that feels outside. But He's been pretty consistent on that call.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a situation where, right-handed batter, there's not going to be a lot you can do with it except maybe dribble it over to first base. And so he knows that, goes right back to it, and Fudge swipes second.
Let's see what Miller can do here. You'd expect a fastball. He's just had a couple of breaking balls. So you would expect a fastball on 2-1. One of your best hitters up. Let's see what we can get done.
There's the fastball, just under the letters, swinging strike 2. Yeah, and usually his put-out pitch, like you said, fastball, but, with the adjustment to how the game is called, he's gone to that breaking pitch on the outside portion of the plate a couple of times tonight. Two and two on the way. This one shot into the net. Count remains the same.
That was one of the best fastballs he's thrown in a few pitches. Miller did a good job fighting it off, making him throw another one.
Johnson comes set, the 2-2. And that one.
Got that one.
Slow, but hit out towards center field. And Fudge retreats back to second.
Got good wood on that, just hit it right to the center fielder and probably in the deepest part of the ballpark.
That brings up Montgomery Clark. And he'll be hitting with a man on second and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That one.
Catcher tried to frame that, but that was
a
few inches below the knees.
He may get the call if he doesn't try to frame it, as this one is through for a base hit, coming around third, and then putting on the brakes. Fudge will hold up, and there will be runners at the corners. Nice piece of hitting from Montgomery Clark, and now Cruz Chapel coming up.
Now batting for the Panthers, your pitcher, number 3, Cruz Chapel.
And he finally cleans the plate with his foot. He doesn't. I guess he doesn't have a brush.
And so, a little bit earlier in the game, we talked about, okay, North Lamar needs some base runners. Been able to get a guy on, but, maybe not multiples and not moving them past second. And here's one shot down the line in right field. That'll score a runner. And turning and heading to third base is Clark. So there you go. North Lamar getting one back. It's 7-2 now.
And you got a good hitter at the plate. I think this may be it for Johnson. We'll see if they go to him for one more hitter. I guess they're going to let him go one more.
Yeah, I think just the kind of game he's had, you got 11 pitches left. This is the guy that you want him to go get him and get out of the inning. Kind of rewarding your pitcher for the outing that he's had. But, we talked about North Lamar needing base runners, and previous inning they load the bases, they bring one across. This inning, your first hitting RBI, and this one's popped way, way up. Shallow center, and that'll do it for the 5th. North Lamar puts one up, and they trail 7-2. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff, and I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
Back on game day, Stephen Johnston, Alan Gooding, Cruz Chapel back on the hill for North Lamar as the Pittsburgh Pirates coming to bat. And for North Lamar, I mean, you need some zeros in this half and you need some crooked numbers in the next half.
Yeah, you're running out of outs now. Of course, in baseball, you always have time. You just don't have as many outs.
Yeah, baseball, less about time, more about opportunity, right?
Yep,
and
absolutely.
the opportunity is created on your own.
But you can expect a different pitcher the next time North Lamar gets back up to the plate. And that'll be interesting because Johnson has pitched a heck of a ball game. And they just have, till the last inning, they really haven't been able to get much good contact on him.
Yeah, and, you know, one timely hit that drove a run home. Man, outside of that, you know, just haven't been able to get the big one.
Leading off for the Pirates, left fielder, number 2, Nick Stiles.
And I don't know, some way, somehow, it feels like Pittsburgh has lived at the top of their order. It feels like it's been these first 4 guys and then Dottie. I don't even remember the other kids hitting, you know. Chapel, first pitch is low.
Chapel is not one of your bigger pitchers, but he has good velocity on his fastball.
This one chopped foul, evens the count up at 1-1. This one low and outside. And you mentioned, you know, running out of outs, of course, and so it's pretty critical that you keep this thing where it's at. This one hit back through the middle, and the leadoff hitter is aboard for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and like you said, they got their big sticks coming up now.
And this is why baseball is pretty fascinating, because you look at Pittsburgh, you know, 0-8. And then you kind of look at, you know, how things go in Major League Baseball especially, and even the absolute worst teams are going to win 50 ball games.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if it's a every dog has his day situation, or if Pittsburgh hasn't played good baseball in district, but they certainly came out to play tonight.
Well, the scores are not I mean, I think even the Pleasant Grove scores that I just looked at, they didn't get blown out and 10-run ruled in 5 innings. They were in the game. But baseball is a game where if you get one guy on the mound who's having a really good day, or is just a really dominant pitcher, you're in that game, no matter what your hitters do. And
sure.
A couple of walks, a base hit, all of a sudden you can win a game 2-1. So baseball can be very humbling. Yeah, you often do see a lot of parity. Any guy can win on a given day as long as that pitcher on the mound can keep you in it.
Well, and to your point, just the game of baseball and how unique it is. Yeah, I remember roughly a decade ago, maybe a little bit more, the Texas Rangers won something like MLB record 32 games by 1 run.
Yeah.
And got to the playoffs, and turns out they weren't all that good.
I remember that season. That was the year that they traded for I can't remember his name, the left-hander from the
Prince Fielder?
The pitcher, left-handed pitcher from the Phillies. I can't remember his name.
Throw down, not in time, and runner swipes second. I think Miller had a little tough time with the transition. Placement of the ball was really good, just not able to get everything on it that he needed. Yeah, I'm not sure either, because Cliff Lee came before that in the World Series.
It's on the tip of my tongue. It's not Cliff Lee. I'll think of it in a minute.
Is he an older pitcher?
They traded for him, and they ended up getting in the playoffs, sort of pitching their way into the playoffs, but like you said, won a lot of one-run ball games, an unusual amount of one-run ball games.
I don't know if it was Cole Hamels.
Yes, that's who I'm thinking about, Cole Hamels.
And now Hall takes one in the shoulder.
That's exactly who I was thinking about.
Number 6, Keaton Maben.
And that brings up Maben. He'll be hitting with 2 aboard and nobody out.
Wonder if he's any relation to Maben Realty.
That's where they're all at, in that
Mount Pleasant, yeah.
Pittsburgh area.
Yep.
This one off the handle and hit kind of in a strange area of the field, but the out will be recorded. Runners advance. And coaching staff for Pittsburgh is going to kind of, have a conversation. I'm very confident that Chappell got over there and kept his foot on the bag.
Batting first baseman, number 21, Andrew Moss.
That'll bring up Andrew Moss.
Had a big hit his last time up.
And I know that Chappell did, because I watched him look down and make absolute certain that he made the play. So even though the coaching staff for Pittsburgh and doing the right thing and trying to create some doubt, Chappell did a good job of leaving none. 1 out, runners in scoring position for Pittsburgh as this one's up in the zone.
If you ever go watch spring training workouts, you'll see the pitchers doing that more than they do anything else, working on covering first base from the mound on a ball hit to the right side.
Swinging through strike 1. Yeah, and especially, you talk about a right-handed pitcher. He's kind of falling that direction. It was a very softly, slow hit ball, but it was able to make its way past him, so.
Yep. You're glad that was Maben and not Doty.
Yeah, Doty's on first. Doty's standing on first. Or Dottie, excuse me.
Dottie, it's what I meant. The fast guy.
Indeed. 1-2 to Moss. Chappell steps off. And now coming home. And a nice breaking pitch.
Very good pitch.
And it gets away.
That's just a killer.
And 1 run scores and 2 run scores. And that's tough. You just got to make a routine throw. Now, I don't know how far you have to get going towards the dugout to be out, but Moss
Number 9, Corey Johnson.
went about halfway, and, if you take yourself out of play, So I'm not entirely clear on that rule. Do you have to go into the dugout?
I don't know. I don't know what the rule is on that, and I didn't see how far he went over.
Well, and now Coach Steed is asking about that, and as he should, because I'm looking at, if you're talking about base paths, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, the catcher did everything right. Jumped out, gave himself an angle to first.
Took a look at the runner on third.
Yeah, just ball just sailed on him.
But yeah, I kind of have the same thought that Coach Steed has is, hey, you know, we have a base path. Sure, you can run past it and go outside, but he went towards the dugout. I mean, he's taking himself out of the play here. And they're going to say he's safe. But again, just as we talked about with the Pittsburgh coach over at first, you got to go out and, I guess, do your due diligence, if you will.
And I don't know what the effect would have been. Well, I guess those runners would have gone back, because in that case it would have been a dead ball.
I think you just get the out at first.
Yeah.
You know, the runners still score.
Well,
you just kind of
would they though? If the kid ran out of the baseline, he's out. At that point, he's out. So at that point, it's a dead ball. That's a 2-run decision, I think. I could be wrong.
Nonetheless, it's now a 9-2 ball game, and Pittsburgh does have a runner on first. 1 out. Chappell on the hill with a 1-1 count. Paying close attention to the man at first. Which is Moss. He's a bigger kid. Chopped over third base side and over the glove of Weidman. And that'll bring up Kevin Johnson.
How about your shortstop, number 8, Kevin Johnson.
He'll be hitting with Netro on deck. 2 on, 1 out. And Pittsburgh, 3 innings with crooked numbers on the board. That got multiple cars before hitting the pavement. First hit the top of a Jeep and then bounced over and hit a truck. Chappell quickly ahead in the count, 0-2.
It's when you call the insurance company and say hail damage.
For all the hail that we have had here recently, the one large
freak flash hailstorm
piece of hail.
Never saw it coming.
Breaking pitch off the end of the bat. Just beyond the infield dirt to the grass, and the out's recorded.
Not that I'm advising anybody to commit insurance fraud. Let's be clear.
How about second baseman, number 5, Nathan Netro.
I don't know. I think advising and encouraging are 2 different things. That brings up Netro. This one fouled back.
Good fastball.
Yeah, a good fastball from Chappell. It kind of has that, you know, in softball, one of the most dominant pitches is the rise ball, right? And if you can get a fastball that has just that tiny, almost illusion of elevation
Yeah.
That's what that pitch kind of reminded me of. This one smoked over second base side and off the glove of Curtis, and another run is going to come home for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
The hitters that would face Nolan Ryan a lot called that an exploding fastball. Ball just looked like it just jumped up about 5 feet when it got on you.
And I don't know that there is like a way to throw it, like a grip, right? You have a 4-seam, a 2-seam. I think you just have to be that good.
It's an illusion based on just the velocity.
Right.
But a lot of it has to do with the spin.
Sure.
I think the spin rate the ball comes out of your hand can make the ball rise, or at least have that illusion of rise or hop at the end.
Be smooth, K-Star. Be smooth, bud.
That brings up Cade Roswell. Two on, two out. 1-0 the count, Chapel, as Pittsburgh has plated 3 in this inning. And this one hit into the gap, and it's going to reach the wall or be short of it. And another run comes home, and there will be men at the corners. And I tell you, Pittsburgh has just come out and hit the baseball.
Yeah, they've put good wood on the ball tonight, and most every inning save a couple. Again, this is not what you would expect from a team that was over in the district. This is a good baseball team. Kid who had a good night on the mound, and they have just pounded the ball.
And so now Eli Manley will hit for Dottie. And Stiles sitting on deck. And for North Lamar, they're kind of getting in run rule danger territory.
I was just thinking that. I wonder if Eli is any relation to Manley, who used to be the head football coach at Clarksville and was at one time the head football coach in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
It's quite possible. And I don't remember if this was their whole family, it feels like, was in Pittsburgh. I remember a Mitch Manley.
Okay.
And I believe he was the son. Played quarterback for him.
What was the first name of the head football coach?
And that's escaping me.
Yeah, I should know that.
Yeah, this is not the first Manley to come through since coach. So they got to Pittsburgh, and they settled in some family roots there.
Yeah. Good
and
pitch.
Swinging through strike 3. And a good throw down to first base, and that'll do it. 11-2. Pittsburgh plates 4 more. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. North Lamar coming to bat here on Game Day.
At Raffaele Property Management, keeping our tenants comfortable is a top priority. That's why we trust Lone Star Heat and Air. They've always been dependable, quick to respond, and their work is top-notch. Whether it's routine service or an urgent call, they take care of it with professionalism and care. We couldn't recommend Lone Star Heat and Air more for anyone looking for a reliable HVAC service.
And we're back here on Game Day. Stephen Johnston, Alan Gooding, and North Lamar headed to the plate. Hey, you talk about baseball and not having a time limit, this, that, and the other. There was a point, boy, we were cruising along in this game.
It was moving fast.
Yeah, and then suddenly, North Lamar, even though they were only putting up 1 run in the 4th and the 5th, they were getting base runners, hitting singles, getting walks, kind of methodically moving things along. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh getting base runners, bringing them across. And so it feels like it took about an hour to get through the first 4 innings and then an hour to get through the last inning and a half.
And that'll happen.
That's how the game goes. And we do have a new pitcher for Pittsburgh, and it is the catcher, Lane Hall.
Did they keep Johnson in the game or let him rest?
Well, I'm kind of
see him
peering around, and usually a young man of that stature, you see him go to the corners.
Right.
And unless that's that may be him in center field.
Okay, I was about to say, usually a quarterback, pitcher, center fielder.
Shortstop sometimes,
Yep.
And starting things off, Parker Weidman is aboard with a leadoff. It's going to reach on an error, but
I think the shortstop thought that ball was hit a little harder than it was, but it died after a couple of hops in that grass and just never got to him.
Aiden Curtis hits one down the line for a fair ball. So North Lamar, they come out and, 11-2. Yeah, swinging is the way to go.
Yep, showing some life.
First baseman, number 20, Adrian Nichols.
That brings up Adrian Nichols, hitting with 2 men aboard and nobody out. This one off the plate.
This young man coming from behind the plate has good velocity on his fastball, but not near what Johnson had.
And that one looked pretty good. Caught the edge of the plate for strike one. Count moves to 1-1.
Good fastball there. Kind of had that same thing you were talking about, late life to it, just jumped at the end.
And it seems like it's only in certain parts of the zone. And this one, breaking pitch, popped up, first base side. And that probably had an infield fly effect in play one way or the other.
Yeah.
So that brings up Canyon Williams.
And if you're North Lamar, you just want to keep getting base runners, keep trying to hit the baseball. If you're Pittsburgh, you just want to keep making them swing the bat. You figure that they're going to hit into outs at some point. You don't want to start walking guys. And so far, this pitcher has done that. He has stayed around the plate and made them hit.
Well, the first couple of guys went up there and, put a good piece of the bat on the ball.
Yep.
You start picking around the edges and missing, and that kind of forces you to leave them over the middle of the plate like that one there. But Canyon fouls it off. I'll tell you what, that had a big sound off the bat.
That was one of the best swings a North Lamar hitters had all night. It was a good fastball. He really got through it hard, just got a little early on it. Good pitch.
Swinging strike three, and
that's just a very, very good pitch.
I'll tell you what, I think that pitch right there struck out Josh Hamilton about 1 billion times one year.
At the end of his career, at the end of his career, you threw him a curveball away, he was going to swing it.
A slider away,
It drove me insane.
That'll do it for the bottom of the 6th. We'll head to the 7th here on Game Day.
Sorry you're under the weather, Susie. Here are those loan docs.
Thanks, James. I'm so glad we didn't have to delay this closing.
Tissue?
Thanks.
Secure and safe loan closings, or take care of just about any banking task. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere. With RRCU's digital banking. Do you RRCU?
And we're back here on Game Day. Stephen Johnston, Alan Gooding. And it looks like it'll be Chappell back on the bump.
You talk about Josh Hamilton in it before the break. I'm convinced that's one of the most naturally gifted baseball players that's ever lived.
Sure.
He, he was out of baseball for 2 years and was working as a janitor at like a baseball academy in Florida. And he had just gotten married, and he was out taking batting practice one day just sort of to have something to do, and was hitting balls like 450 feet off some of the pitchers. And his wife said, well, these guys must not be very good. You're hitting the ball out of the park a lot. He goes, no, these guys are big league players. And all of a sudden he realized, hey, I'm a big league player too. I need to get back in it.
Yeah, and certainly, some of the most exciting years in Texas Rangers baseball history with him.
Yeah.
I tell people, I had the opportunity to be living and working in sports radio in Dallas at the time. And, I mean, how lucky was I that, you get back-to-back World Series, you get an NBA championship in there, and then you get, the mediocrity that is the Dallas Cowboys, but nonetheless, Styles fouls this one off to open things up in the 7th.
When they hit that ball off Natali Feliz, and I forgot the left fielder didn't make the play.
Nelson Cruz.
Yeah. My daughter, who's now a Kansas City Chiefs cheerleader, is an older adult. She asked me if I was going to cry. I told her I just might.
Yeah, that was pretty heartbreaking. And the thing is the year before against the Giants, it was very much a we're just happy to be here kind of situation.
Right.
I think that went 4-1. And then the next year, man, you really had it. It was yours for the taking. And, speaking of Josh Hamilton, had some real heroics.
Oh, man.
This one's hit back up the middle. Styles pretty much a replica of his last at-bat. Hitting one right back through the middle of the field. Yeah, those were – it's funny being a Rangers fan because growing up, for me, they weren't very good. They lost a lot of baseball games, but, boy, it was incredibly fun to watch because they were going to lose, but they were going to lose 11-9.
Yeah. They always had some entertaining games, always scored a lot of runs. One of my best memories watching the Rangers as a kid was watching Nolan Ryan pitch to Bo Jackson.
Man.
That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
This one hit well out into left center field, and Williams tracks it down, and that'll be the first out.
You want a sight to behold was watching Bo Jackson take batting practice.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly feared for the life of people sitting in the left field bleachers when he was taking batting practice. He hit some rockets.
Well, how much do you think a, pitching net really, really protects you against a line drive from Bo Jackson?
I'm talking about people in the left field bleachers beyond the wall of home runs he was hitting. He was hitting just some bullets.
Well, my answer to that is they at least get to make a decision.
Yeah.
The pitcher who's throwing him batting practice,
No.
you've got this string to protect you. And
I'd make sure that thing's doubled up and tied because that guy had some power.
This one fouled off. Yeah, he certainly did. And you talk about, seeing him bat against Nolan Ryan, and it's interesting because you have one of the most physical freaks of nature that we've ever seen play sports, and didn't get to have the career in either football or baseball that, he should have. And then Nolan Ryan, even though, he was a big guy, he was just elastic. I mean, he was still throwing 100 miles an hour at 40-something years old, as there's a strikeout and then throw down to second, not in time, but Maben does go down on strikes. So it's just kind of ironic, if you will, that
You got him off the bag a little bit there.
And I know that, they called him out at second. He was there, just maybe overslid or slightly missed the bag. No matter what, we're heading to the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
At Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris, we can make your next vehicle purchase simple, stress-free, and built around you. Whether you're looking for a rugged Ram truck, an adventurous Jeep, or a quality pre-owned, we have the right vehicle for you at the right price. And with over 700 5-star reviews, our customers know that our friendly, knowledgeable staff is here for you. So come see us off the loop in Paris, Texas, and for more details, visit morecdjr.com.
And back here on Game Day, Stephen Johnston, Alan Gooding, bottom of the 7th inning. And for Pittsburgh, it will be Hall back on top of the bump. And the Panthers down to their last 3 outs. And what is really a tough ball game. You played Pleasant Grove so well, just merely weeks ago, and then you pick up a win against Paris. You're sitting pretty well, but tonight, just not your night. And what does this do for Pittsburgh as far as the momentum carrying them?
Yeah, I don't know who these guys have left on their schedule, but 1 or 2 more wins. If you're Pittsburgh, you're in the driver's seat for a playoff appearance.
Well, remember it's a 5-team district, so no one's out of it until that final day, most likely, especially after tonight. But.
And with with Johnson on the mound, and I don't know what other pitchers that they have, but Johnson can win you a playoff game or two. And as we've seen, these guys can hit the baseball, so they could sneak in and make a little playoff run.
So Montgomery Miller starting things off, followed by Clark and Chappell. Hall back on the mound, breaking pitch, fouled off.
Now they'll do playoff series, right, Stephen? As they go through.
I think that I heard there's a rule in the first round you have to do a playoff series.
Okay.
In the first round.
Seems like I remember following the.
I know that previously you can elect to do just a 1-game playoff. So don't hold me to that, and that may still be the case, but this one fouled off. And certainly the team that has the deeper, pitching reservoir, if you will want to do a series.
And a team that's got
a dude.
A Scott Scudder type is going to say, let's do one and done here. But
which you leave it up to the coin, most likely.
Right.
Full count, payoff pitch, Low in the zone, and North Lamar has a batter aboard. That'll bring up Montgomery Clark.
And a team like Pleasant Grove, I think that team could win either type of game. That's just a stacked baseball team.
Yeah, Pleasant Grove certainly has large, big-time goals for the postseason.
Number 9, Carter Whitten.
This one fouled back, opens up with strike 1 to Clark. Hall to the plate, a little bit off.
It's a tough pitch to lay off of.
Well, and the way that it's being called, even though it's clearly a ball, if you lay off of it, there's going to be no question. But some of the places that Pittsburgh has directed their pitches throughout the night, and then some of the calls that have been over in that range, I wouldn't blame a batter if he took a hack at it. And there's that spot once again. Count moves to 3-1. Hall comes set. Hitters count. And that's ball 4.
Hall is, can't believe he didn't get that call.
Yeah, that's, and I'm kind of in the same feeling just because, like we said, how the game's been called a little bit tonight. And
right.
That one felt very similarly to where plenty of other pitches have been, but, at the same time, you may just see that one a little bit differently. I think the Pittsburgh staff kind of feeling the same way.
Yeah, the manager came about halfway out, had a few comments to the home plate umpire, didn't make a big point of it.
Let me ask you this. So at high school, that's the coach. You see where I'm going here?
I do. I just say manager because that's a baseball term.
Not in anywhere but the major league level. I've never heard.
I've heard manager used. I've heard that used in college games. But yeah, you're right. It's a coach.
This one hit into center field and will fall. And so Chappell came up.
So that wasn't so much of a question as a admonishment.
Well, there was going to be a question. You just caught on. Yeah.
I'm messing with you, but you're right. You don't go to the athletic director's website or athletic department website and say, manager Brick Steed. He's the head baseball coach. You're right.
I believe this is Trent Findley. Yes. I just wanted to double check because the PA, but Findley pinch hitting here. Swinging strike 2, got a piece, but ends up in the catcher's glove. And swinging strike 3.
3 really good pitches.
That'll be the first out. And will take us to Parker Weidman.
I don't know what else Pittsburgh has in the way of a pitcher, but the two that we've seen are very good.
Here's a roller over to second. It goes 2-6, and they get the double play. Or do they? No, they're saying that Weidman beat it out. And so a run scores, and you'll have runners at the corners with 2 out, and Aiden Curtis coming up. I think that Weidman kind of ailing a little bit as he crossed first base, and so Coach Steed steps out to check and see how he's doing.
Aiden Curtis.
And that takes us to Curtis. Hit one down third base line for a base hit his last time up, and he comes up. And it'll go for a strike. And this one popped up, second base, and that'll do it for the ball game. North Lamar falls 11-3 to the Pittsburgh Pirates. They drop to 2-5 in district play, and the Pirates improve to 1-8. Alan, once again, thank you so much for joining me here tonight.
Happy to do it. Enjoyed it as always. Great night for baseball.
On the cameras, along with Keith up there, new guy. Thank you so much, Keith. And that'll do it for